My name is Alden Leback, and I am a fourth-year contemporary music industry major with a minor in music performance. And in the Oregon State Marching Band, I play the tenor drum. The contemporary music industry degree is offered through the eCampus, so it's completely online. It's not like the other music majors in the sense where you have traditional things like music education or music performance, which are very much focused around classical repertoire and teaching, the instruments that go along with that in like a band or an orchestral context. For CMI, it's much more focused on popular music and popular music practices. So, for example, there's a lot of history of more diverse styles of music like reggae, jazz, pop music even. There's classes about production and audio engineering. There's some music business classes, even classes like learning to play guitar, which isn't usually taught in more mainstream music majors. The main thing I started on, and I still play the most, is the drums. As you can probably tell, a while ago, I think before high school even, I was playing the guitar, and then I picked up a lot of other things along the way. I'm a self-taught pianist. I can play bass guitar. I've even picked up a couple woodwind instruments. I can play saxophone, alto, and tenor to a, semi-proficient level. I've played bassoon, a little bit of clarinet. I'm very bad at brass instruments. That's basically it. Mostly drums and percussion. I was in the marching band before I did this major. I was, for a brief period of time, I was just a general music major, and I went through a period of time where I was kind of figuring out exactly what I wanted to do, but I was in the marching band for even during then, and I found this major, and I was like, that's what I want to do. We actually do a lot of things beyond what most people think we do. Like, obviously, there's, football game days where we are there 5 hours before kickoff time. We practice, we rehearse, we run our shows, run some music, and then we are actually playing music as the football team arrives. And throughout the entire game, before, during halftime, after the game is over, we play, a couple songs, then we go home. So it's like a 10-hour day. But even outside of that, I guess it's not really technically the marching band, but there's all sorts of athletic band stuff that happens throughout the rest of the year. We play at basketball games. We play, say the university president is hosting an event and they want somebody to play the fight song. Well, we do that. We've played at charity gigs before. We've played at the alumni center for, old people who want to hear the band. So we do a lot of things, and that's just the athletic bands. There's a whole system of concert bands and an orchestra and many other smaller ensembles at Oregon State too. I had a little toy drum set when I was a kid. I would just, play around with Beatles songs or ABBA or something, probably not very well. But I've been playing drum set for a super long time, at least since I was age 8 or 10 or something. It's been a long time. First band I was in, if you're talking about a rock band or that type of thing, I was in a band in early high school. We went through a bunch of name changes, and I'm not sure I remember any of them, but we played a lot of punk, covered a lot of Green Day songs. I played drums in that. And we were just getting to the point of writing original songs, and then we all went to 3 different high schools and it stopped. I'm in a band right now, and we're just about to release our first single, so that's pretty cool. I do a lot of things, as most musicians do. I am a bit of a music arranger and composer. I've worked on some things myself. Also just write my own songs and produce them and record them in a DAW, things like that. I mean, I've played in orchestras and other things. I've done a lot of things, and it's probably just going to keep getting broader as I go on because I'm interested in a lot of things. My goal is just to play drums in a rock band. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. I'm in love with the drum set, and it's just a thing that I like to do, so I would love to make a living off of that, but I know that that's not necessarily realistic. If it does happen, that would be great, but I'm willing to do all sorts of things, like I mentioned earlier. Composing, arranging, that's all fun. Doing live sound would be awesome. I don't know, even teaching. I have done that in the past. I'd be willing to do more of it. So there's really a lot of avenues that I could go down, and I'm really open to all of them.
Last question. What are some of your favorite artists?
Ooh. Well, number one has to be the Beatles. I mean, I've loved them my entire life. I can't get enough of them really, but there's a lot of others I like a lot. I'm a huge Green Day fan, huge fan of Rush. There's a lot of other rock bands I like. Outside of that, I love jazz artists like Miles Davis and John Coltrane. I love classical music, like, I don't know, Beethoven is a big one, Debussy. But I listen to a lot of things, but the Beatles was number one, and always has been. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you for doing it.
No.